Hello everybody, this is Floristan coming to you from the Netherlands. This video goes alongside the first project for Harvard CS50 Introduction to Web Programming with Python and JavaScript. I built a household budget calculator to fairly divide expenses between household members. First I want to take you through the flow on a functional level, and then I would like to take a peek under the hood, also show you some code snippets just to check out how things are working. Without further ado, let's go ahead and see how this thing works. Step 1 has us entering names for the house members. So, Tello and Desdemona. Quick reference here to Shakespeare, and you can see that these names have also been entered as labels to the input fields, and I've pre-filled the input fields with some values. These can be changed, of course. Let's say that they have $1,000 of expenses this month, and if we had calculate, it comes as no surprise that they both have to pay an even share. If we press next, we're taken to the history page, and this keeps track of each calculation that we make. And here you can see the previous transaction recorded as a new row. If we go back and change these values up a bit, let's say it has been an expensive month and Othello makes slightly less this time around, and we hit calculate, and we also see that the amounts have been calculated for us. We hit next, are being taken to the history page and see the calculation that we just did. To show you how this works, I would like to take a peek in the developer tools. And I'm using session storage for this, which is a non-persistent way of storing data. It has two keys that I added, partner names and history. Partner names, I would say, speaks for itself, and history is just a list of objects that have date, expenses, and the amounts stored in them. And this is being appended to every time I hit calculate. As you can see here, the list keeps growing. How I'm doing this in the code is also pretty straightforward, but I think worth mentioning. As some of you might not know that this is a thing, we're calling set item method here on session storage on line 68, and we're passing the new history object into it, which is being assembled on line 67, and it's basically the old history and the new history combined into a new list. And the new entry is comprised of a date, that's today's date, formatted in a certain way. And then we're getting the expenses from the parameters of this function, and the same goes for the amounts that are being passed into this object. Another thing worth highlighting in this project is my index HTML. As you see, is I would say quite minimal. And one thing I want to direct your attention to is this span tag, which is the app root. And this borrows heavily from modern JavaScript frameworks like React and Vue that have like an outlet. And in this case, I also wanted a component-based approach to my application, so I can abstract a lot of code out into an index HTML file and then load templates into this. I want to show you one of those templates now. So this is a template, and this is basically the welcome page that we saw in the beginning of this video, which is then being injected into AppRoot. The way I'm doing this is by calling a function called createComponent with a path, which is getting the template and appending it to the AppRoot ID. So as you can see on line 50 is where the magic happens. I'm saying append the template to this span tag, and that's how the complete HTML document is being generated. So this is a true single page application. If you want to know more about how this works, I will include the link to the repository in the video description, as well as my email, so you can contact me with questions and feedback. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I also hope to see you in the next one. So for now, stay safe, everybody, and goodbye.